Hello players, I want to start by saying thanks to everyone who subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. However, more than 18% of you are not subscribed, so come on. Also, I have to say that I see a lot of channels milking every single drop of game news daily by basically making 10-minute long videos out of 10-second topics, and my channel is not going to do that. I'm only going to talk about subjects worthy of talking, and I'm not gonna waste your or my time. With that being said, let's start talking about games coming out in 2024. I already made a very informative video about games that will be coming out in early, or rather first half of 2024, meaning Q1 and Q2. I will link that video down below, but now let's talk about games coming out in 2024, and there's a lot to talk about. Silent Hill 2 Remake. Silent Hill is a great horror franchise. Resident Evil and Silent Hill were competing a lot very long time ago, and if you have not played Silent Hill franchise, you must try it if you like horror genre. Atmosphere in this game, ambience, sound, design is just amazing. If you really like horror games, Silent Hill franchise is one of the best, no doubt about it, and in my opinion it's much better than Resident Evil, because Resident Evil is basically a zombie game and this one has much better lore and story and setting in my opinion. I don't know about characters, but also characters are pretty good as well. And let's not forget about amazing soundtrack by Akira Yamaoka. And also I want to add that Silent Hill F is coming out in looks like 2025 as well. That's gonna be a new Silent Hill game, and if you watch this trailer, it's beautiful and disgusting at the same time, and it's kind of what Silent Hill is, and it seems very moody too, so looking forward to that game as well. So since we are talking about moody and very special games, let's talk about new Fable 4, which will be coming out next year, looks like. And if you haven't played again Fable, it's one of those games which has a very distinct feel and look and design look to it. It was third-person game, it was action adventure, it was funny and weird in ways, and pretty cool in some way. So it's coming out in 2024, the latest version. I don't know who's gonna be directing it, but if it's the same team, I have kind of high hopes about this game. Graphics again look very good. Flintlock Siege at Dawn. So this game was announced a couple of months ago, and they showed first a cinematic trailer, I think, is if I remember correctly, and then they showed right away gameplay in-game trailer. And after that, shortly after, they released pretty long gameplay trailer, like 15 minutes long. You can look it up. Game looks pretty good, game looks interesting. I think the game has interesting story as well. It's third person action adventure with looks like crafting and all that type of elements. I don't know exactly who you are fighting with, the zombies, or who are they. Again, it's pretty typical game in my opinion. It's not like Souls copy or something, but it's a third-person action adventure type of game. Yeah, these type of games we've seen this type of games. Depends on the stories and if it has any specific, I don't know, mechanics. I'm gonna try it, but from what I've seen, it's pretty typical game in my opinion. I'm not gonna say that I'm not interested in it. I'm still gonna play it probably, and also it looks like it's still in development, so let's see how it goes. You can look it up, that 30-minute 15-minute video as well if you want. Stalker 2 is being in development for a very long time. Stalker 1 had pretty big fan base and following very long time ago, and they modded the game in many ways. I'm talking about first Stalker, and Stalker 2 is coming out Q1 next year. It should have been released this end of this year, but obviously we know what's going on in Ukraine, so they're coming. Game is coming out in Q1, they said. Game looks great, obviously, and I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know, we don't know exactly the co-op or online details or anything like if this game gonna have anything like that, but story and animations and facial expressions and graphics and combat, AI and all that stuff looks very good. So let's see how it goes. Hades 2. Well, I mean, if you haven't played Hades 1, you should definitely try it, and also you should try Hades 2. And I'm gonna tell you why. I was very skeptical about Hades when I saw the graphics first and how the game was created, and it was in early access and development phase for a very long time. They added a bunch of stuff, then it was finally released and this and that, but it had pretty big community, and from what I saw before, gameplay wise, I was not very interested, but I had nothing to play, so I played it and it was really good. Game structure and mechanics and voice acting and basically everything about that game was pretty good, and it was very hard too, and it was one of the good signs. If game is hard on default settings, it's pretty good then. So it was pretty good, and looks like Hades 2 is coming out in 2024, and let's see how it goes. Dune Awakening. So this game was announced, I think, already 1 year ago, and they showed some footage, in-game footage, and also cinematics. But a couple of months ago, PC Gamer released interview with developers, and they showed a couple of interesting gameplay moments there, and I think game looks promising. It's MMORPG based in Dune universe. I don't know anything about Dune universe other than first film and second film. I haven't read any books, but I mean, premise of that universe and is pretty good. So if they're gonna do whatever they say they're gonna do, game will be very interesting. And we don't have any good MMOs, as you guys know. So let's see how it goes. So Dune Awakening looks pretty good. Blight Survival. So this game created huge waves of interest among gamers, and they released like this gameplay trailer, almost a couple of years ago already, but it looks like this is a studio with a couple of people, and they just released that trailer. It's just my speculation, because they have not released anything ever since, only some concept art and stuff on Twitter. But the game looks very interesting. I mean, idea is that you are in some kind of zombie plague in 14th century. Yeah, so that's interesting. And graphics. I mean, talk about good graphics, right? So let's see how it goes. We don't know much about this game, setting a story, or it's gonna be a survival game, or looting, or crafting, or online, or co-op, or what they're gonna be. But from what we've seen, it's pretty good. Pax Dei. So Pax Dei looks again very nice, and people who are creating it, actually PC Gamer made interview with developers, and they seem to have a lot of very ambitious ideas about this game. They want to give players ability to create villages and towns and all that stuff. Basically, big guilds and big clans can create whole cities and stuff like that, and you can build your base anywhere in the world. And it's really interesting. I mean, building mechanics looks interesting. They have a whole armor system, how damaged your armor is gonna be, and you can play as armorer or alchemist or whatever you want to choose, and in a game, so to be part of society in a game. So that's pretty interesting. They have a very ambitious ideas, and the game looks good, but it's very early development. I think they're gonna do some beta or alpha testing in 2024. I don't think they're gonna release full game in 2024, but they haven't mentioned any release dates or anything like that yet. I'm just mentioning this game because it looks somewhat ready for alpha or beta testing. So let's see how it goes. It looks very interesting. Ark 2. I know Ark games have very big support, really big fan base, and I don't know, they are just juicing information, every single drop of information, every single time developers tweet anything. So I'm actually waiting for Ark Survival Ascended because it's gonna be based on Unreal Engine 5, and they're doing that remake of that game for a very long time, and they should release Ark 2 in 2024. Now, I'm very skeptical about that. I don't think they're gonna release in 2024 Ark 2, since they are taking so long to do that remaster on Unreal Engine 5. But I mean, let's see how it goes. I mean, first let's see what Ark Survival Ascent is gonna be, and probably that's gonna be very similar to Ark 2, or maybe not, because game is in development for a very long time. So let's see how it goes. Overall, both games look and seem interesting. Crimson Desert. Well, this game was announced and showcased almost like 3 years ago, I would say. And finally, this Summer Awards, or whatever Jeff Keighley made, a new one, they showed pretty big chunk of new gameplay, and the game looks ready. For me, game looks ready, and it contains every freaking thing. So it's like Witcher, it's Assassin's Creed, it's some kind of Final Fantasy, it's some kind of I don't know, Korean MMO. It's like everything, and it looks good. I mean, from what I've seen, everything works really well. Now, I don't know, I think it's not going to be online or co-op or anything, but even for a solo game, world looks pretty big, interesting, detailed, a lot of characters, a lot of story missions, a lot of ways to play. Combat looks very interesting, something original with like a little bit of stop motion or stutter or something. It has very stylistic way to do it, but in a good way. So I'm very interested to play this game. It's coming out 2024, finally. Okay, let's talk about Perfect Dark, which is one of the most interesting games for me in general out of all these games and games I mentioned in previous videos. Perfect Dark, for me, if it's gonna be done well, and it's a quadruple A title, it's gonna be one of the best games, okay? And it's been in development for a very long time, and with Xbox ZeniMax leaks, we now know that game should come out in 2024, and I also got these screenshot leaks as well. Again, this should be RPG, action adventure, third-person game, a really high quality one, and based in futuristic Egypt. So, I mean, everything about this game looks like and feels like and seems like a really good game, but hopefully they're gonna make a really good one. I have high hopes about this game. Elder Scrolls 6. Now, we know that Bethesda is part of Xbox, and again, with Xbox leaks, it was shown that, well, Elder Scrolls 6 will be released in 2024. Now, we don't know how much of the truth that is, but that's what it says, right? 2024. We know this game was in development for more than 6 years, and after Starfield release, we know that probably they're gonna have some break for 1 or 2 months, and they're gonna go back to work on Elder Scrolls 6 with full force. So probably this game is done by at least like 70% in my opinion, and maybe, just maybe, it's gonna be released in 2024 holiday. I highly doubt it, but I mean, that's what they leaked, so let's see how it goes. Ghostwire Tokyo 2. Now, Ghostwire Tokyo was released, I would say this year or last year, end of the last year. A game actually looked pretty good, but the whole premise and first person ghost hunter shooter, like beams from the hands and stuff like that, it's not my cup of tea in general, but I know a lot of people enjoyed it, and that's why it looks like in 2024 we're gonna get Ghostwire Tokyo 2, the second part sequel. So just because of that reason, I'm kind of interested right now to play Ghostwire 1. I don't know if I'm gonna play or no, but Ghostwire 2 will be coming out next year as well. Dishonored 3 will be coming out in 2024 as well. We know this from the ZeniMax Xbox leaks. I know this game has a lot of fans. It's Bethesda game or Bethesda published game. That's why it was leaked again. So I don't know. I don't have any hopes or expectations. I know that game has a lot of good gameplay mechanics and feel and ambience and all that stuff, but for some reason I'm not into it, you know. I'm not into it at all, but I don't know. If you liked Dishonored, probably you're gonna like this one too, and it's coming out in 2024. We Kill Monsters. We Kill Monsters is an indie game, looks like, or very small studio game. But look at this art, right? And the art direction and design. Looks like this is an open world, some kind of adventure, loot game, or just, I don't know what it is exactly, but I like this kind of, you know, ambience and visuals from what I've seen, original visuals and how lighting is in this game. It's interesting how they go with it, if it's like Valheim type or anything, you know, like if it's actual post-apocalyptic some kind of game type game in open world. I like it. I'm gonna try it for sure, and you can, I think, wishlist it on Steam as well. Still Wakes Deep. Okay, this game was announced a few months ago. They showed a small trailer, teaser trailer. So basic premise is you are working on oil rig. You are oil rig worker, and the actual PC gamer made a video with developers, and they mentioned that basically in the beginning of the game you are just a worker. You work with a lot of people, and then something happens. You wake up and you have to find out what happened. And looks like this is a survival game, a linear story but survival game. You are an oil rig, graphics, lights, and all that stuff looks pretty interesting, and looks like developers have some secrets under their sleeves. So let's see how it goes. I'm really interested about this game because I like this whole oil rig setting a lot, because you cannot leave and you are. I like spaceship games too, like Dead Space and stuff like that, you know, not alien games, but spaceship, like isolated place. It's interesting. Now, if you want to talk about games which look really good, let's talk about Chrono Odyssey. Now, Chrono Odyssey should be coming out next year, and it's MMO RPG, and it looks insane. I have some little moments of new gameplay as well in this video showcased. Game looks amazing, combat looks amazing, bosses are great, game looks, I don't know, I've seen a lot of Asian games like Korean or Chinese games which look very good in these 2-minute trailers, but they take like forever then to make, or they're just cancelled, or it was just looking good for the trailer. But this game, I don't know, I have some hopes about this game. They simply made too much effort for this trailer than if that, but it's very good, okay? You gotta check it out. Chrono Odyssey. Death Stranding 2. Coming out next year by Hideo Kojima again, obviously. And we have again amazing cast of characters, cast of actors. I don't know how this game gonna continue. I think they're gonna find a way, but again, I mean, what to expect from Hideo Kojima, nobody ever knows. Probably it's gonna be another masterpiece, but let's see. Death Stranding 2, I mean, okay, I'm down. Dragon's Dogma 2 will be released in 2024 as well. I remember first Dragon's Dogma was released in Xbox 360, and it was close by, I think, in terms of release date with Dragon's Age Inquisition or something like that by EA. So it was kind of competing game, if I remember correctly, but I was never really into Dragon's Dogma. I saw a few gameplay trailers back then, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna pass on this game this time around. But I saw the second one and I checked again the gameplay footage, and it looks really good. The gameplay looks really good. I don't know, it's a very specific type of game. Again, it's kind of the typical like monsters, then you play as a lion, human being or something like that. But I mean, a lot of people gonna like this, and graphics looks interesting as well. It's like action adventure RPG game with 4 people co-op. Hyper Lightbreaker. Yeah, it's a very interesting game. It was announced almost more than 1 year ago actually, and a couple months ago developers made a trailer by saying that game won't be released this year but next year because they need a little bit more time. In general, game is very ambitious. It features new rendered worlds every single time you enter the mission or quest. So again, gameplay looks very interesting, very innovative ideas, and the look and feel of the game is also very interesting. Colors and mechanics and all that stuff. So I'm looking forward to this game actually. I like this type of small studio, almost indie games, and I think they're taking time to make this game better. So let's see how it goes. You can actually wishlist this game on Steam. Gears of War 6. Now, Gears of War is a very special franchise for Xbox in general. And first one was good. First one was good, and second one was amazing. Third one was almost good, and fourth and fifth one was not very good. Okay. Now this sixth one looks like they are working on this game. We don't know much about this game, but my speculation is that next year Xbox gonna release some kind of slim version, and they might actually release pro version, and with pro version probably Gears of War 6. I don't know, that's my speculation, but I'm looking forward to it. I mean, if they have learned on their mistakes from the last 2 games, it might be good, and hopefully it's gonna be a good online game too, because Gears of War was very good competitive. Gears of War 2, I think, was pretty good competitive game, and I mean, we need more competitive, pro competitive games, you know, not only Valorant and CSGO. So let's see how it goes. I have some hopes about this game. Okay, that was it. Thanks for watching. If you are still here, don't forget to sub, like, and comment. I really appreciate it, and see you next time.